Watch Me. Everyone's watching now as Silento gets locked up for life. The artist that made the hit viral song Watch Me, mostly known as the annoying Whip Nae Nae song, has officially been charged with not just taking someone's life, but it being the life of his own family member, no less. A cousin. What's up guys, it's King, and today we're going to be talking about Silento. It seems that rappers have no boundaries nowadays. Not even family members are safe, and that's crazy to think about. Yes, the artist that made Watch Me with 1.7 billion views at only 23 years old is looking at life behind bars. There was enough evidence to arrest him and put him in jail. There's more to this incident that you need to hear. It's not what it seems, I promise you. I mean, why would he do this, and where did this all take place? Stay tuned, we're gonna go over every detail you need to know. The details of this case are insane. It gets pretty crazy. Silento is not the innocent kid everyone knows him to be or thought he was. Here's what this case boils down to. Silento, aka Ricky Lamar Hawk, was arrested after DCOP police investigated the recent passing of 34-year-old Frederick Rooks. Hawk was booked into the DCOP jail, police spokeswoman Michaela Vincent said in a statement. He was being held without bond late Monday, jail records showed. Now, police responded to a shots fired call on January 21st around 3:30 in the morning in the Panthersville area, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution previously reported. They actually found Rooks' body at the scene with multiple wounds, though it's unclear at the time why he was there. It's suspected that he knew someone in the area, and that's why he was there so early in the morning. I think it's connected to this house, Bryant said at the time. We're still doing a little bit more investigation. The people in the house know him, but he really don't live here, so we're trying to see what's going on. Responding officers were actually able to gather video from multiple resident security cameras, according to the incident report. The video showed several cars fleeing the scene at high speeds, and the footage even captured shots fired. 8 casings were collected at the scene, the report said. At first, there wasn't a clear suspect, but according to police, after a thorough investigation, which does line up with the dates as the passing was on the 21st and the arrest wasn't made until February 1st, they not only identified Silento as the cousin to Rooks, but the man who did it, or at the very least, that is what they're sticking to. But why did he do this? What was his motive? At present, the biggest question isn't why the police think that Silento would do that to his cousin, it's the motive for doing so. Because as noted, Rooks was injured multiple times by this person, including in multiple body parts, which either suggests someone not trained or a personal vendetta. The police must have proof as to him doing it, or else I don't think they'd put him in jail without bail. I'm gonna be putting some theories out there. I think it's possible that Silento believed that his cousin had wronged him in some way, maybe over money or maybe even like a girlfriend. Honestly, this would explain meeting him in the early parts of the morning and taking him out as he did. But to guess as to how this potential betrayal came about is only for Silento to know. But evidence of the incident does prove that it was personal. Some speculate that it was even premeditated. It'll be up to the police to prove that before Silento can truly be put away for this crime. And honestly, you need to hear Silento's past run-ins with the law and how it led to this to understand the full story. Unfortunately for Silento, any defense he might try and use that utilizes the phrase "no past crimes on his record" is automatically null and void, because in 2020 alone, he had multiple crimes charged against him for a variety of reasons. For example, in September 2020, Silento was arrested for an alleged domestic incident. He was booked and released on a charge of inflicting corporal injury on a spouse or cohabitant. The following day, he allegedly went to a random home in the 12700 block of Burbank Boulevard in Valley Village while wielding a hatchet. According to the LAPD, he entered the stranger's residence while searching for his girlfriend. The homeowners and their children were home at the time and were shaken by the intrusion, but luckily unharmed. That right there not just shows someone who's impulsive, but isn't exactly stable and have the ability to make wise decisions. And it's just sad. Those weren't the only incidents he was charged with in 2020. And honestly, Silento clearly has an impulsive nature, and he ends up putting himself and others in danger. While a lesser caliber incident, it's still one to bring up for various reasons. Because in late October of 2020, Silento was flagged and charged with going 143 miles per hour. The driver stated that he was coming home from Gwinnett County and that people were following him and that he left from the club, the report from the night in question said. The incident report quoted Hawk as saying, "If there's like 10 cars following me, I can do 143 because I'm not a regular person, and you could look on your computer and it would tell you that." Hawk was released the same day on a signature bond, jail records show. Charges are still pending in that case. On one hand, it's fair to have a desire to get away from people following you, especially if you feel those people are dangerous. However, going 143 miles per hour on various roads is not only dangerous to the driver, but everyone else around them. Not to mention Silento saying he could do that because he is famous and that, quote, "I am not a regular person," shows a level of arrogance that can't be quantified in normal terms, which was on display in another incident from years previous. And if that doesn't show you what type of person Silento is, you need to hear of the UAE incident. Given his fame, it's not surprising that someone like Silento was able to go and travel the world and perform in various places. But in 2017, Silento was temporarily banned from leaving the United Arab Emirates after a dispute about two performances that a promoter said the rapper failed to perform. It may not seem like a big deal, but in the UAE, they take things like this very seriously. This isn't just about not living up to a deal, it's an honor situation, another thing that they take very seriously as well. When you add this all to the other incidents, you get a picture of a man who isn't very caring about other people, who's impulsive, thinks he's above everyone else, and is willing to get violent or put people at risk to get what he wants. Makes you wonder about what happened with his cousin now, right? What about the next steps in this process? The future of Silento is a bit up in the air right now due to the uncertainty with key parts of the case. The police, as noted earlier, don't have a clear motive for Silento doing what he's alleged to have done. What's the evidence that singled him out as the suspect? Was it the video footage? Was there proof that one of the cars at the incident was his? Was it something that had to do with the bullets used to take his cousin's life? There are so many unanswered questions that the authorities are waiting to release for the case against Silento. Usually for high-profile people, they always make sure they have a soiled case, so it's not looking good for Silento. The investigation has been going on for a while and an arrest has been made. It may not be too long of a wait. And there you have it, a look at Silento and how things have turned dark for him in the last year and could land him in jail for a very long time.